Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. If you are new here, hi, my name is Nishitha. On my channel, you will find a lot of product reviews, makeup tutorials, and get ready with me. So if that sounds like something you would be interested in, please take a moment to hit the subscribe button. And for today's video, I'm going to do a review and wear test of the new WetNWild Photofocus Dewy foundation. So this is the dewy version of their best-selling WetNWild Photofocus foundation. I did a review on that as well. I will have it linked down below for you guys. And they recently came out with a dewy version. So I'm excited to see how this one works. I'm not gonna lie, I have really high hopes. So I got the shade Caramel. I'm the same shade in their other foundation as well. So I'm gonna swatch this for you guys. So that's how the shade looks blended in. When I swatched like this on my hand, next to my face, it does look a little bit deeper. But you know, once I blend it out, it just, meshes in with my skin really well. And soon it's gonna be summer, so I don't mind, even if it's a little bit dark. But, and moreover, this is the only shade that seems like a good match for my skin tone. So if you're closer to my skin tone, Caramel would be the way to go. This has a scent to it. I think it smells like perfume, but it's not too strong to a point where it's gonna give you a headache. But it's not faint either. So keep that in mind if you're sensitive to scents. Their previous foundation, the matte one, that smells like paint. Whereas with this one, I think they got rid of that scent. But yeah, I do smell some perfume in this. I'm gonna check the ingredients list and see if it has alcohol in it. Hopefully not. Yeah, there is fragrance. Like I said, I could smell it, but it's not at the very top of the ingredients list. It's more towards the bottom. Yeah, I don't see any alcohol. Or I might be missing it. I'm looking it up on my phone, so it's a little bit confusing. Yeah, I don't see any alcohol in this though. By the way, the best part about WetNWild is that brand is very affordable. On the Ulta website, this foundation is rated at $6.50. But if you go to Walmart or Target, you might find it for a little bit cheaper. And at Ulta, you can always do the $3 or $15 purchase of drugstore products. So you can always add that coupon and reduce the price of this. This foundation comes in a total of 20 different shades. That is on WetNWild website. Whereas on Ulta, you have only 14 shades. Let's get to the application now. On one side, I'm going to use my beauty blender. And on the other side, I'll use my Morphe M439 Kabuki brush. So it comes with a spatula, their standard, packaging, the same with the matte foundation as well. So I'm gonna read the claims as I apply the foundation. This is the newest innovation to the cult favorite Photofocus franchise, the Dewy foundation. A weightless, super nourishing foundation that delivers natural all-day wear, silky and creamy. Coverage is easily buildable from medium to full, and it easily transitions from day to night wear. Ideal for normal to dry skin types. The moisturizing formula blends seamlessly, blurs imperfections, and helps minimize the appearance of pores for a perfectly smooth, dewy finish. Available in 20 cruelty-free, gluten-free, talc-free, and vegan shades. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but in person, it does look a little bit deeper than my skin tone. Hopefully, I can fix that with concealer. And the coverage of this is no joke. I didn't use a lot of it, but I feel like I could get away with using much less product than I actually applied on my face. So I'm just going to take my beauty blender and go over so it will soak up any excess product. Now let's move on to this side. Coverage is not bad. Like I think I got like almost medium coverage, but we'll add some more later to see if we can build it up. So that was about one layer. I felt like I got a coverage that is almost medium, but I could totally use some more foundation in this and this areas. And brush versus a beauty blender, I feel like I don't see a lot of difference blendability wise. With both the tools, the foundation blended out beautifully. But if you want to get a little bit more coverage, I would say go with the brush, because obviously the sponge soaks up some of it. But personally, I prefer a beauty blender any day. So I'm going to layer some more in this area and this area and see if I can build it up. Yeah, that's about 2 layers, and I feel like you can totally build up the coverage. With one layer, it was not giving me a lot of coverage, but I could totally build it up and cover the acne spots that I have here. I mean, they're still peeking through a little bit, but keep in mind they're very stubborn. I need to go over with the concealer no matter how full coverage foundation I use, because as I blend it out, some of the coverage gets taken away, and the acne spot tends to unhide. So I definitely have to use a concealer, but the coverage on this is not bad. It's medium, but you can totally build it up. I mean, the finish of this is really nice as well. When you first apply it, it feels extra dewy, but it kind of dries down to a naturally glowy finish, which I really like. And even in the areas where I layered it, I don't see any kind of cakiness happening so far. So they did claim that this foundation is going to blur all of your pores. I don't know if that's true though. Since this has a glow finish, if you have really large pores, it might exaggerate them. So that's something you have to see for yourself. I personally don't have large pores, but I feel like I could use some powder here, because I personally do not like to have any kind of shine in this area. So let's do the oxidization test. This is the swatch I've had on my hand for quite some time now. Let's draw one more next to it and see if this oxidizes at all. Maybe a little bit. This is a brand new swatch. You can see this is a little bit more warmer when compared to this one. Yeah, it has oxidized a little bit. Let's hope that's the end of it. Slowly changing its color and becoming more like this. I'm going to leave that on and see if it changes color even more. One thing I will say though, even though this feels very lightweight on the skin, you can definitely tell that I'm wearing foundation. It does look like more on the natural side. It doesn't look cakey or heavy, but it doesn't look very natural to a point where it's undetectable. So far I really like it. I like the finish. I like that it is very hydrating on the skin. I'm gonna go off camera now, apply the rest of my makeup. When I get back, we can discuss more. Hey guys, I'm back. It's currently 11 o'clock and I've had this foundation on for almost 3 hours now. I think I started the wear test around 8. And I have to say, all of my makeup blended beautifully on top of this foundation, like bronzer, blush, highlighter, and even the concealer. I did layer this foundation quite a bit to build up the coverage in this area, and after layering my concealer on top, still nothing looks cakey or heavy. So I still have that subtle glow from the foundation. It's not as glowy as when I first applied it. It has dried down, but I feel like it has dried down to a very comfortable finish. It's not overly matte, but at the same time it's not overly dewy. I absolutely love the subtle glow it's giving me, and it feels very hydrating. At this 3-hour point, I'm really impressed with the foundation. So I'll continue with the wear test now. When I get back, I'm gonna do more close-ups and see how it holds up for the rest of my day. So I'll see you all in the evening. Hey guys, I am back. It's currently 3:40 p.m. So I've had this foundation on for almost 8 hours at this point, and I have to say I really like it. It's very long wearing. It doesn't transfer at all. It's not even uncovering any of my acne spots. All of my makeup is still stuck to it. It's not exaggerating any of my pores after I powdered it. At first it was looking a little bit glowy, so I just didn't like the shine here, but once I powdered it, the finish is perfect right now, and I don't see any kind of oils peeking through my T-zone, and the foundation is very hydrating as well. What else? It feels lightweight on the skin, but like I said, you can definitely tell that you have foundation. It doesn't look very natural, but I can see that I can totally make this foundation to look natural on me by using very little bit of this. Today I did layer quite a bit to cover acne spots and to see how much coverage I can get out of this foundation, but in general I would just go with a light layer and use spot concealing whenever I want my foundations to look really natural. I can totally see myself doing that with this foundation, and the best part is it's not even settling into my smile lines. Keep in mind, I did not powder my skin at all. I might have applied some underneath my eyes, a little bit on my T-zone, but other than that the foundation is on its own and it has held up really well. I think it's a great affordable foundation. You need to try it right now, especially if you're looking for a good hydrating foundation from the drugstore. Even if you have oily skin, I would say give it a try using like mattifying primer. I don't think this would be bad for oily skin types. No matter what skin type you have, you can totally make this work. Just make sure you prep your skin depending on what skin type you have. But if you have normal to dry skin, I say definitely give this one a try. It's very lightweight and I think it would be perfect for summer as well. The only two bad things I can think of is one, there is fragrance in it. I personally don't like perfumes in my foundations. And the second thing being that, it has only 20 shades. 20 shades is not good anymore. I really hope they would expand the shade range because, this foundation is really good and every skin tone should have a chance to try it out. And one more thing. Oh, thank God I didn't forget. It has oxidized on my skin. Like, it didn't change color drastically throughout the day, but I feel like the first 30 minutes or so after it started to dry down, it has oxidized a little bit. So keep that in mind. But I feel like I would still stick to this shade because, the shade before this might be too light for me. Caramel is like a good match. It has golden undertones and everything. So if I use like concealer to highlight parts of my face, I totally can make this foundation work. So that completes my review on the new WetNWild Dewy Photofocus Foundation. I highly recommend you try this one out. For $6, this is very comparable to many of my high-end foundations. And actually, to be honest, it is better than few of the high-end foundations that I've tried. Let's compare with that freakishly expensive, the Pat McGrath foundation. That made me look like a shiny disco ball in about 2 hours. And that was like, almost $60, $62? I don't remember. But whereas 1/10 of the price, for $6, you're getting something much more amazing. I'd say definitely give this foundation a try. It's very comparable to many high-end foundations out there and better than some of the high-end foundations I've tried, let me tell you guys. So that's the end of this video. I hope this review was helpful. If you liked it, please give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you all in my next one. Bye!